Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Before and After the with your show, as always, Queen Crazy K. Be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, follow on that Instagram button, and also, don't watch, like, and all that other good stuff too as well. And I appreciate for you guys who've already done it and who's been doing it and to continue doing it, so I can continue doing these videos that I love doing for you guys, and you guys can continue to watch and enjoy the videos I do for you. Now, this podcast is going to be a triple threat podcast. You're going to see the right, the left, the straight down the middle, all the involved in circles and everything. I'm going to touch on everything you need to know, you got to know, you want to know, and more, because this is going to be over the last 3 weeks of what's been going on with Raw and SmackDown and all that good stuff, and War Game and all that. This is going to be a triple threat podcast I'm going to be talking about. So that way you can follow through and know exactly what I'm talking about and why I'm talking about it at this moment and all that other good stuff. This is a triple threat. I was gonna do a double show knockdown, get them knockdown punches and questions that you guys like to answer. I did Raw predictions and that some of you guys like to comment and ask questions about, let alone SmackDown, and I touch upon that. But this time it's gonna be a straight down the middle triple threat podcast, so you get all the whole circle, not just half of the cookie or half of the pie. Alright? So this is going to be my triple threat podcast. So a few weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, you had the Brolin Brothers, you had Sheamus, Butch and Olive, Kevin Owens, and Drew McIntyre. They were, they beat Dominic, Damian Priest, and Finn Balor in a six-man tag team match on Monday Night Raw. That way they can give a message like the Bloodline dominated as the ones, acknowledging, feeling Usi, owning their show SmackDown, giving a little demonstration of what's going to happen at War Games. So the Brolin Brothers with Sheamus, Butch and Olive, including Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens, also join on Raw to show their domination on Raw with the six-man tag team victory. Just kick it up your shoes to relax in. When you get there, it was pretty funny. Might not Raw to me. I thought it was pretty funny. Drew McIntyre just kicking up his boots there, like, hey, I'm in for the show just like the rest of us here. Enjoying a hell of a thing. I mean, Bloodline dominated on SmackDown. We're dominating here on Raw. Shows you that everyone can kind of get their opinions on what's going to happen at War Games. And then you got Kevin Owens. It's like, really, Finn Balor? I mean, hurry up and turn around so we can get this over with. Stuns his ass right there in the moment. Didn't see it coming. Too busy yapping his gums and what's in front of him. Didn't realize there's someone behind him. Like, are you serious? Turn around already. Look what's going to happen. So I thought that was pretty funny. Because, like, I'm so focused on what the Judgment Day and OC been going back and forth for since after what they did to Edge at Extreme Rules, and since they had me, join on Monday Night Raw now, they've been going back and forth between OC, Too Sweet, and Judgment Day, the Nightmare, and this and that. And then, he's busy yap, yap, yap. Oh, dude, there's someone right behind you that was just your opponent. I wouldn't be so sure if I were you. I'd rethink about what I was talking about there because you just got your ass on Monday Night Raw in front of everybody, so-called Prince Leader. And with that said, Drew McIntyre was like, man, this is a great show. No wonder why it's kicking up my boots, having it up here just chilling out a little bit. No wonder why. It gets your popcorn, gets your drinks on. We got a good one here. We got SmackDown with the Bloodline dominating. We got the Brolin Brothers and Monday Night Raw dominating. I mean, War Games is going to be the best Survivor Series War Games that we ever seen. I mean, usually it's Monday Night Raw versus SmackDown Survivor Series, or we've seen War Games like destructive matches from NXT. This time they combined Raw, SmackDown, and NXT all together like a triple threat, which made me want to do this triple threat podcast and kind of connect it. This triple threaded all together, and to me that was the best War Games that I've ever seen, and also everything went exactly how I wanted it to go too. Besides the United States Championship match, I really wanted Seth Rollins to remain it or Bobby Lashley winning, but because of those two basically beating the hell out of each other, allowed Theory to be it. But I like Theory too, and we'll touch upon Theory in a minute. We'll talk about that in a second. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. So right now we're talking about the Bloodline dominating on SmackDown, Brolin Brothers dominating on Raw. Bloodline sent a message on SmackDown, their show, Brawling Brothers returned the favor on their show Monday Night Raw. And then after that would happen, that's where we bring in Theory I was talking about. Now he wasn't United States Champion belt yet because he didn't have the United States Champion belt, but I mean because War Games didn't happen yet. But and we'll talk about that in a second. What I was gonna say about Theory, but him coming out of his box a little bit, showing how just dominant he could be just as much as that guy that you don't have to be old or young or been there or a newbie or just get there. Either way it goes, he's a WWE superstar. He's here to stay. He's showing his domination, his athletic skills, and deserves a little bit more respect for what he can do and what he's capable of, just like the next guy. And that is exactly what he showed. Assaulting Dolph Ziggler and then comes out there later as Seth freaking Rollins remains the United States Champion, showing Finn Balor there's nothing to prove left of him, that he is the United States Champion over Finn Balor once and for all. And then Theory comes out there and attacks Seth Rollins. Now, Dolph Ziggler kind of deserved it because he did assault Theory when he cost him his match a couple months ago. So that was just Theory getting his revenge on Dolph. Whereas Seth Rollins, he had no business doing that to Seth, but Seth beat him in the Fatal 4 match to remain United States Champion to get his revenge for what he did to him. And then, as far as that goes, Mia Yim winning over Tamina, showing that she's on Team EST. And then Damage Control with Io Shirai with a victory, showing that she's on Team Damage Control along with Nikki Cross. And Rhea Ripley, the Nightmare, that she's not going to let anybody cause her distraction and mess with her mind. She already knows been there, done that, and already made up her mind, her decision when Damage Control tried to lower her, to the other side, but didn't do so well and didn't work out for them in their favor. And, as far as that goes, Mia Yim, I seen her on NXT, and then I seen her, I think, on TNA, she was on. I don't think it was A&W. I think it was TNA, Impact Wrestling, and then, trying to find herself in what she's more comfortable with, and now she's on Monday Night Raw, dominating, and she chose the right team. She chose the EST and Becky Lynch. I mean, you can't get no better than that. You already chose the EST, let alone Becky Lynch on top of the team with you. You can't get no better than that. And Miss Busy out there, talking, playing that apologetic card, and ends up getting a surprise. Ran so fast we didn't even say 1, 2, 3 go when he seen that Dexter was standing right behind him and showing why he is the sadistic artist that he is. He could pop up out of nowhere, make you swallow your pride like the Miz did, and hightail the hell out of here. He made the right decision. Akira picks up a poker win over Baron Corbin. Then Baron Corbin picks up a singles action wrestling match, which we're here to watch, a wrestling match, not a damn poker game. Go to the casino to do that. Over Akira to make minds in his own game. Matters into his own, situation things. Then we got over here, we got, what happened with Elias and Otis and Chad, the Academy. And OC took out the Judgment Day. Like I said, it's been going back and forth for OC and Judgment Day since they attacked Edge at Extreme Rules. And since they introduced that, now it's not only the 3-on-3, they got Rhea Ripley on the Judgment Day with the, you got the leader, Finn Balor. You got the muscle head of the group, Damian Priest. You got the, he was a rookie, but he knows a lot of skills and technique, father, Hall of Famer, legendary, like Rey Mysterio's already taught him everything he needs to know. You got Dominic, who's got a chip on his shoulder, something to prove. And then you have Rhea Ripley. So OC's like, hell, you got us, former Raw, tag team champions, WWE champion. And now we got Mia Yim, who's part of the NXT and TNA, and now she's a part of Monday Night Raw, that we can make it even, Steven, and that's about square as far as that goes. And with that being said, that, they came out there later on to let them know we got unfinished business, let alone being involved in a match that you had no business involved because it was a singles action. This proved that Seth Rollins has nothing to prove against Finn Balor, and that is exactly what he did, remain United States champion once and for all. And then with that being said, now it was Matt Riddle that was in this match. He's got his revenge. against Otis for what he did to Elias, but Chad Gaberson was his opponent and came up short because of that. The almighty Bobby Lashley not letting anybody like Ali get in his way, beat the hell out of him, and won that singles match for his United States Championship opportunity that he never lost, that was just screwed out of by Seth Rollins in particularly, who is the United States was at that point United States champion. So you're United States champion, you screwed me. I'm gonna get every single body, skulls, blood and glory, anything that you can think of out of my way and get my opportunity that I never lost, especially against the person that screwed me over. And that's exactly what Bobby Lashley did. And that would cover, the results of my opinion and thoughts to touch base on a lot of things happening this past, triple threat Monday Night Raw wrestling as far as that goes. That's my opinion and thoughts on that Monday Night Raw wrestling a few weeks ago for this triple threat podcast. I'm sure you see my Raw predictions and results as well as these top that I'm going to show you here. My top Raw videos. Now they're real short, but because I don't want to get copyright grounds and all that stuff, but they're on here, and I'm going to show them to you. It's going to be real fast, real quick. I can get it on here a little bit. I'm not even going to play the sound because I don't even think there's a sound. I have no assurances. Chad Garrison Otis with Matt Riddle, The Miz, and Dexter. Bobby Lashley winning over Ali as far as that situation goes. So you see, The Miz getting apologetic and Dexter reminding The Miz, you got something to say it to my face. And, Otis got what he deserved from Matt Riddle for what he did Elias, but Chad was a legal man. And then the almighty Bobby Lashley just destroying Ali and anybody that gets in his way like he set his mind to do. So that was my top 3 that you guys chose by the views and all that other good stuff. By watching, liking, sharing, following, comment, subscribing on both Instagram and YouTube. Those are my top Raw videos based on the results a few weeks ago, that Monday Night Raw that you guys chose. Then we had Top Dollar, as I know y'all probably seen or heard that little video when I was trying to show you. Top Dollar from Heat, Raw, and SmackDown that was on Out of Character. And then after the month, you had the Raw SmackDown longest, greatest reigning in WWE history. Jimmy and Jay, Raw and SmackDown, the ones, Phil and Usi, as your Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Champions, acknowledge the Usos that was on after the bell, and that was on, W exclusive and all that other good stuff after Raw and SmackDown. They had, like I said, they won their match with the Bloodline, setting a statement on SmackDown before the Brawling Brothers did the same thing on Raw. And then they were to pick up the victory after that tag team with Strowman on after the bell at War Games. But before we get into War Games, I wanted to specifically talk about SmackDown and War Games and all that. But I chose a video that I will watch and observe as it goes on, like I do with the videos when I show them on here, for copyright. So I don't want to get marked for copywriting. Just want to talk about it or watch it and observe it and acknowledge them because I think it's awesome and I think it's great. And of course, I have so many opinions and thoughts about the Usos because I like them the whole career. They've been here for a long time. They have a legacy and the WWE that there's no doubting their talents, and that's why they're the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Champions. So before we get into that, I'm going to show you my SmackDown videos first. You got Bray Wyatt defeating, not letting LA Knight get in his head. You got Shanti, who rolled up a victory over Shannon Blazer. You got Sarah Logan, who returned to SmackDown with the Viking Raiders attacking Heat Row and all that stuff. Now this is SmackDown. This is after the Raw now. And these are my top 3 videos that you guys, based on the views and stuff, chose to be that way. So, defeat Bray Wyatt, Alan LA Knight get his head. Viking Raiders introduced Sarah Logan back on SmackDown. And Arilla from Shanti over Shayna Blazer, just like that, for her and Ronda Rousey, kind of going to the not only UFC when they trained together, but also that dark side, dominating on SmackDown together. And then you had the Ninja Warrior Ricochet on the workout, Celtic Warrior workout with Sheamus for this week for the World Cup that he was entered in. Seth Rollins getting his revenge on Theory, including Matt Riddle's winning opportunity, and Ali, who's been whining about the OT, and Matt Riddle, who was just put into the match, remaining United States Champion, and the Fatal 4 match for what he did on Monday Night Raw to him, and then 6-1 Hall of Famer, legendary World Heavyweight Champion, Royal Rumble winner, 619, Fear the Mask, Rey Mysterio, introducing all the fans and all the WWE Universe to come down to Cricket Wireless to get a quick shot with their favorite WWE superstar towards War Games. And you saw the press conference and all that, like the press conference and the results of Crown Jewel, let alone the Cricket Wireless, and their opinions and thoughts before War Game. And then you had the Judgment Day and the Bullet Club. Now, this is where the Bullet Club defeated the Judgment Day in a 6-man tag team match for what was started them brawling against each other on Monday Night Raw. And then you had Damage Control and versus Axa and Mia Yim. Now, they was with Bayley, but Mia Yim and Axa beat Damage Control in a tag team match because the EST and Alexa Bliss at that time was not letting Nikki Cross nor Bayley get involved into that Super Showdown. It was a WWE Live Super Show match that they had, and after Raw and SmackDown went off air, they had Seth Rollins, talking one-on-one with the WWE Universe, giving all his heart. He's been here for a long time, WWE Champion, Universal WWE Champion. He's been United States Champion, Intercontinental Champion, Mr. Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble winner, and that, back then when he started with the Shield, still dominating and became the United States Champion again. 10 years later, still Seth freaking Rollins burning it down. The Architect, the man, Seth freaking Rollins burning it down like he is on Monday Night Rollins. Then you have, on on Friday Night SmackDown, then you got Roman Reigns, who's been WWE Champion. Now he's current longest reigning in history Universal Champion. They also, Seth Rollins also was first NXT Champion and Raw Tag Team Champions. Roman Reigns was WWE Tag Team Champions, Intercontinental United States Champion, WWE Champion, longest reigning Universal Champion, WWE History, NXT Champion, part of the members of the Shield, dominant back then, and 10 years later, now running the Bloodline on SmackDown as the Tribal Chief. The big dog, his yard, the Tribal Chief. And then you got on A&W, Jon Moxley, he's WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion, you name it, part of the Shield, and now he's on the A&W as a champion. That the Shield back then is still running Raw, SmackDown, and A&W still in today's society. That is what's so amazing about that, and individually what they have in the talents in them, let alone combined together and still running it, and shows that not only did they run it back then together, but they're still running it now as individuals, and that tells you a lot about them as a WWE superstar, in that whether you like it or not, you damn well gotta respect them. That I, for one, do. So that's why Seth Rollins remained the United States Champion, that Fatal 4-Way, getting his revenge on Theory for attacking him on Raw. Dolph Ziggler did cost Theory a match, kicked him right in the face to cost him that match. So Theory, in my opinion, was just getting his revenge with the assault on Dolph Ziggler. And then Dolph Ziggler came out there and did it again and said that he needed to learn his lesson. Told Theory to stop whining. When Theory was like, I ain't whining, but I can show you better than I can tell you that. Yes, he is a young kid walking in here and, trying to push over the older or before wrestlers, and they're not having it. But it's like, when you think about it, a lot of the superstars were just like him when they were his age, and so they can understand where he's coming from. He's got the looks, he's got the body, he's got the talent, and he backs up what he says. He's got everything and more. Youngest two-time United States champion in WWE history, youngest Mr. Money in the Bank in WWE history, and already dominant on both NXT and now Monday Night Raw since he's came in that, whether you like it or not, he's got talent, he's got looks, he's got style, and he's got class, and he can back up what he says, and, it's just something you can't deny. So it's like, to me, it's like John Cena, when he was Mr. War Life, did the exact same thing. Now he's a 16-time Hall of Famer champion. Randy Orton, youngest WWE champion in history, now he's a 14-time Hall of Famer, legendary World Heavyweight Champion. So, Theory, already a youngest two-time United States champion, Mr. Money in the Bank, who says he can't do the same thing like the great John Cena, like the great Randy Orton, can't be Austin Theory. Seth Rollins, when he was that age, was doing it and still doing it still today. So, who says he can't? And like I was just talking about with Jon Moxley and Roman Reigns, they do the exact same thing. They're a little bit older when they started, but, they weren't younger when they're just part of the Shield back then, and just dominating, and wasn't as much like cockiness or confidence is what you would call it. Some people see it as cockiness, but like I said, the great John Cena did it as a 16-time champ. The great 14-time World Champion Randy Orton did. So who says Austin Theory can't be on the way like John Cena and Randy Orton do great and better things in the future, or like Seth Rollins himself, who is still on Monday Night Raw that did the same thing? Who's to say he can't? To me, it's like you got one John Cena, and now Austin Theory is a second generation, similar to John Cena when he was Ward Life or the Prototype. And then, as far, like I said, I was just giving examples that Randy and Seth did the same thing. That it's no different, and now years later they great. But then otherwise, he kind of reminds me of Dolph Ziggler, because Dolph Ziggler done it. So it's a lot of wrestlers before him that, when they were his age, or at least around his age, they done the same thing, and years later they have a lot to now say, hey, I did this or I did that, and it worked out so well. To me, it kind of reminds me, like, some people, like, I was trying to figure out what wrestler he was reminding me of. At first I was getting John Cena vibes, then I was getting Randy Orton vibes, then I was getting Seth Rollins, because John Cena, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, and Dolph Ziggler all did what Theory is doing. And then I was like, I think Theory is more like a second Dolph Ziggler, because they got the looks, they got the body, they got the talent, they can back up what they say. So I was like, here's Dolph Ziggler, and Theory kind of reminds me of second generation of him. I'm just saying that Randy Orton, John Cena, and Seth Rollins, they can understand better because they did the exact same thing as the Viper, as the Prototype, as Seth freaking Rollins, still now doing the same thing, that he did too when he was his age. It's just like, they don't want him to forget that we were here first, and you're not going to boot us out the way, try to prove something, but, we're still here at the end of the day, and you're not going to take what we already did. And that's what Seth Rollins comes around like. You got a lot to be grateful for, and to, come out here and congratulate yourself for, but you're not going to push me off the pedestal because I was here first. And that's what Dolph Ziggler's like. Yeah, we were here first, and we already been there, done exactly what you're doing. So this ain't nothing new to us, especially being a mind game or a manipulator like Seth Rollins is, like Dolph Ziggler is. So there's nothing that you can say or do that they haven't already done, and you're just playing their pages in their book. So I, for one, am a fan of Theory. Me being a young one, trying to do everything that I can to be a young wrestler and get in there and be the accolade skills. Want people to recognize who I am and what I'm about. So I, for one, agree with them. But I'm not gonna be as cocky as that. But I'm like, then again, it's not cockiness. It's confident because you know what you can do and what you're capable of, and you want to show other people that. Because if you don't, people will easily push past you or, kind of forget you and what you can do or what you are doing or confuse it with what you're trying to do or represent. That people will not see, eye to eye exactly what you're trying to do. So in that category, I am a fan of that. So that would be the Raw results, my top Raw videos, Super Showdown results, and SmackDown, and my top SmackDown videos, in my opinion, the thoughts as far as that situation goes. I just wanted to point that out. This is my Survivor Series predictions, and I'll talk about the Survivor Series results and all that good stuff. So this is my Survivor Series of 2022 results or predictions. I'm gonna do my Survivor Series predictions real quick, real fast. The final ones. I know I've been doing it in my podcast with everything going on and a little bit changes. I'm gonna go ahead and based off of Raw and SmackDown this past one, get the full production out for my predictions. So I think that Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch will lead their team to victory over Damage Control for Survivor Series. Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch winning for Survivor Series team, specifically those two together. And Roman Reigns, the only thing I can think is The Rock coming through for Roman Reigns, like he did in 2015 for Roman Reigns to win the Royal Rumble, coming through for Roman Reigns to beat the Bloodline. To win for the Bloodline over Sheamus and that no good Sami Zayn that Jey Uso was right about. And that's the Survivor Series match. SmackDown Women's Champion Ronda Rousey. Seth Rollins still United States Champion over. He already got his revenge on Theory in the Fatal 4-Way match for what he did, so really he needs to get revenge on Bobby Lashley. And I think that is all the matches. Yep. Just want to make sure that all the matches. Yep. The men's and the women's Survivor Series. Raw, United States Champion, SmackDown, all that good stuff. So, yep, that is Queen Crazy K. Follow and subscribe on Instagram and YouTube. Survivor Series predictions for tonight. And be sure to be on that lookout because I will have my Survivor Series results when it's all said and done. Late. So that was my prediction for, War Games. So we did have the EST. Now I got some War Games, results on here, the top videos, but I'm gonna talk about it all together, and then I can show you that. So as you know from my War Games predictions, then it was Becky Lynch, big time Bex, the fire and ash kicking. Becky 2 belts, the man, Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair with Alexa Bliss and Asuka. Ultimate up there together along with Mia Yim winning over Damage Control with Bayley, Io Shirai, Dakota Kai, Tag Team Women's Champion, the leader, Nikki Cross, who decided to join their team, and the Nightmare Rhea Ripley. So it was the EST over Damage Control in the woman match. Like I said, it was the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, Solo, Sami Zayn, Jimmy, and Jey Uso over Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, and the Berlin Brothers, Butch and Olive and Sheamus, as far as that match goes. And it was Bobby Lashley. Like, Seth Rollins did get his revenge over Theory in the Fatal 4 remaining the United States Champion for what he did on Monday Night Raw in a WWE Live match. He did get revenge on Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship belt, despite Bobby Lashley winning over Ali to get into that match. And, they both beat the hell out of each other so bad they forgot Theory was in the match, who became the second time youngest United States champion in history. That they beat the hell out of each other so bad and let him manipulate and suck them in, like, hey, we're beating the hell out of each other, we're getting my revenge on you and this and that, and then next thing you know, the one who you didn't, who everyone least expected, became United States champion. Again, you can't count Theory out. And then the phenomenal AJ Styles picked up the victory over Finn Balor, and then OC and OC and the Judgment Day beating the hell out of each other, through the crowd and this and that. And you finally had Sami Zayn get accepted specifically by Jey Uso into the Bloodline, which that had to feel good for him. You could see why he didn't trust him, because he is a manipulator. You stabbed your own best friend Kevin Owens in the back. You would do the same thing, to people who you just call teammates. And then he came through, showed he's a real family, that you don't have to be blood to be family or have each other's back, and to be accepted by Jey Uso specifically had to feel good for him. And now the Bloodline is officially the Bloodline and family on SmackDown. So he picked his side, picked who he wanted to be. He wanted to show Sherwood that nothing's changed since then. And Kevin Owens has done the same thing, so you can't really blame him or be mad at him. Kevin Owens did the same thing to Sammy when he cracked his back for the NXT Championship belt after the match was over, right on the ring. So you can't be mad that Sammy did the same thing what Kevin already did to him. Much like Roman, the Usos, say, hey, you really stuck your neck out for us, that you got our back, and you proved that. Not only said it, but you proved it better than you can show us or tell us that you're a part of this bloodline, and we're not going to doubt you anymore as far as that goes. And that, you're all manipulators and mind games, that you don't have to be blood to be family or have each other's back, and, call yourself a part of it, or be like, hey, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you that I do got your back, and I do support this, and this is what I chose, and whatever it takes, I'm going to show. And that's what he did, and that's what, Blood said, hey, you know what? You stuck your neck out for us. You came through for us. You had our back. We're going to accept you. And specifically giving him a ringleader shirt for the Usos of the Bloodline to feel very Uso with this. So that had to feel great for him and feel like a warm, welcome to the Bloodline officially. And then you had AJ Styles, a phenomenal on the bump. And then you had the Hall of Famer, legendary World Heavyweight Champion, who is a part of the commentary team on NXT. Can you dig it, sucker? With the one and only Booker T himself on Adam's character, giving all the thing, King of the Ring and all these good things. But Booker T now, part of the NXT commentary right now, and he's done great things in his career and showed, youngsters like myself how it's really done to do it like a G. And he was on that character along with the bump where you had Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the OC on there, and Mia Yim that was on the bump, giving their opinions as far as the OC too sweet over the Judgment Day, who I always call the Nightmare. Being Yim finding herself with the EST all day, every day, that she chose the right team. Of course she did, and picking up the victory with them on War Games. And Big Time Bex coming just in time, the man, just in time to be a part of that, like I was begging. And I'm pretty sure everyone, like myself, figured out that it was her, but I just didn't want to be too sure. You never could be too sure. Anything could have happened at the last minute, and I would have been pissed. So I didn't want to overthink it, or get myself all hyped up and then find out, oh crap, she's not going to be there. Have them pick Candice LeRae or something. I mean, I like Candice LeRae, but I wanted Big Time Bex. And it happened that way, and everything went well. And this War Game, like I said, was the best War Game. And then you got Montez Ford and Bianca Belair. Not only got their own sneakers, shoe line was on that. They also got their own TV show coming out, which I think is going to be great. I'm definitely in one of those seats, getting my popcorn out, kicking my feet up, and check it out. You got Raquel Gonzalez, former NXT champion, who's been dominating on SmackDown, working out with Sheamus. Getting an update, she came out with her arm a couple of times, but it's still a little bit injured, and It's healing for her to compete completely now. And this is my war game. Sami Zayn being accepted into the bloodline pacifically. And the Judgment Day and OC just too sweet, and the Nightmare just destroying the hell out of each other all up and down the stairs, through the crowd, and all over the whole entire arena through War Games, just destroying each other. And that they did, and they throw the whole house down. And Shanti giving it her all, the SmackDown Women's Champion, remaining as the baddest bitch on the planet, Ronda Rousey, but she damn sure took out Shayna Baszler, letting her know, I got my eyes on you. And there ain't nothing that's going to change that in that order. Now, this is my, now 2 weeks, now this is the double knockout 2 weeks ago for my Raw prediction now. And this is my 2K 2022 Wrestling Tag Team match with Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, and Asuka winning the 3-on-3 six-man tag team match, greatest of all time, All Stars match that I just wanted to show right there. And then this is my favorite quarterback and football player and team, Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey and Kansas City Chiefs. How you win a football game like a pro for this last Sunday, and then me just doing a little rap at my job. These are my this is, I was like, SummerSlam. This is my channel altogether that I put together. You know, what me and my channel and stuff is all about. 2 hours? Yeah, to see the quickest, the strongest, the Feffian against Pratt McAfee. Logan Paul is going to get his revenge on the Miz, show that he can do it. Still be like Brock Lesnar. So, on Saffron's Hall of Famer legend. YouTube, I'm going to do Hall of Famer legendary Bronze Edge and SummerSlam and predictions and results and Logan Paul coming through and all that good stuff. So that was my more of what me and my channel and stuff is all about that I personally wanted to make and put out there. So, you know, that was my predictions. That was my over the last few weeks and stuff. You know, you got results a few weeks ago on Raw, my top result videos on prediction Raw out of character after the bell, SmackDown, and all that good stuff. And then you had some Super Showdown matches and a little bit of inside news. Yeah, my predictions and my war games. And then this one was just some video games that I made and I want you to see in war games and raw predictions and stuff. It's changed me rather than that. This is what me and my channel stuff was all about. And now I think that I got some Raw and SmackDown on here matches, but I also had some videos that I wanted to show you too. So just 1 second. Okay, so I'm gonna show you my music video that I'm making first. If we got time, I will show you the other stuff that I was talking about. Like celebrating the Usos that was on Out of the Character or After the Bell that I wanted to show you, and then I'll show you the phenomenal AJ Styles that was on the bump that I wanted to show you that as well. But until then, we're gonna skip that and just keep going with the rest of the stuff to touch bases on, and then worry about that. It'll be more of a like a observer or a reaction, however you want to call it, when I talk about them. But first, we're gonna touch base on I made a fan or hair video now in a take 5. You know, it's just little takes and some video game stuff that I wanted to touch upon. So I will show you my video game thing that I made. The EST Bianca Belair entrance, my 2K 2022 wrestling I just wanted to put out there. This is my guy called the Phantom that I made. One of them that I made. I created. I mean, pretty awesome, pretty good though. And then you know Bailey, and it's me and Bianca Belair, the Phantom of Bianca Belair that I made. Yeah, that's the Phantom that I made. So that's my guy, the Phantom. and Bianca Belair in a mixed tag team match against Bailey and Happy Corbin. And then Austin Theory for the United States Championship belt against Seth freaking Rollins. You know, like when Seth beat Austin Theory, their main United States champion, and then Theory cheated for it, and then Theory attacked him, so then Seth beat him in the Fatal 4 for the United States, including Ali, who wanted the opportunity time after time, and that Matt Riddle, I think, was just kind of thrown into that situation as far as that goes. This is my Warhammer top 3 video that you guys did based off of the for the Raw results. So that was the top 3 videos that you guys were, you know, with Austin Theory putting away Ali, the almighty Bobby Lashley not letting Theory get away with it, and Matt Riddle and Elias Musical Bros won over the Academy in a tag team action, along with the war games between Bloodline and the Brawling Birds that have been going back and forth, but it was after the fact that that was already set and done with when the EST was getting revenge on Damage Control for what they did a few weeks ago. Big Time Bex was fighting Damage Control all by herself. I mean, Big Time Bex only needed her in the W Universe to fight off the Damage Control. As far as that situation went down for attacking her and trying to cause her a match and her getting revenge on him. Damian Priest working out with Sheamus, you know, him and the Judgment Day being a nightmare and destructive as can be. Ronda Rousey remains SmackDown champion over Shayna Baszler. But Liv Morgan was on one of these teams I seen. It was kind of an artist team, you know, like Kevin Owens showing Sami Zayn who he is and what he's all about. That whether you're good or bad on his team or against him, either way it goes, you're not going to saw him to get away with it. Bobby Lashley, Matt Riddle, Seth Rollins. Now, Bobby and Seth was more about, they got revenge on Theory, but Theory still remained United States champion, though. So that's where the situation was at. And then I will show you this video, Big Time Bex, as she is back on Monday Night Raw. But I'll show you it along with my other videos in a little bit. You know, it's got the Usos video because they were on set after the bell. I got AJ Styles because he was on the bump, and Becky Lynch because she's back on Monday Night Raw. I will, you know, not necessarily show them because it's copyright grounds, but I will show them and like exurb and talk about them in a little bit. Right now, I just want to, you know, why Sami Zayn, like I said, getting completely accepted into the bloodline officially as far as that go, and what I think as far as Theory United States champion and what he's trying to bring to the table and what he does bring to the table as far as that goes. And Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio. I'm glad that Judgment Day was able to beat the hell out of them in the parking lot for assaulting Rey Mysterio in front of his family on Thanksgiving. That was uncalled for and unnecessary, and that was way over the line. Solo winning against Angelo despite Braun Strowman beating him in a singles match. Matt Riddle over Sami Zayn despite him playing to manipulate games over Kevin Owens. And like I said, with Seth Rollins in Theory, he got revenge on last over Theory, but Theory made a nice champion because of the cheap shot. Excuse me. This is LA Knight, you know, finds the feed in the situation that you probably don't. The Monster Raw Man, Braun Strowman winning towards the World Cup. Ninja Warrior Ricochet winning the whole entire World Cup, and Strowman making sure Gunther and his team doesn't attack. The Usos win their tag team, showing why they're Raw and SmackDown tag team champions. Shanti, you know, pins Shayna Baszler, kind of got revenge on for Ronda Rousey trying to snap the arm off of Raquel, you know, assaulting it White's in embrace, but Raquel not letting her get the best of her. Italian Knots now off of NXT, winning that tag team action against them. And the Usos and Sammy have a Usi hug time on, you know, Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins and my Theory, I'm coming for that United States Championship belt, which is why when Seth Rollins picked up the victory over Bobby Lashley for the #1 contender for the United States Champion opportunity, like I said, and then for the Raw Women's Championship belt, I'd rather see Alexa Bliss than Bayley to versus Bianca for the Raw Women's Championship opportunity. And these are some SmackDown Top SmackDown Strowman World Cup, even though it was the Ninja Warrior Ricochet winning the World Cup, and defeat Bray Wyatt, not letting LA Knight get away. Much like Dexter on The Miz or Shanti or Shayna Blazer with Raquel over Ronda Rousey. As an agency owner, would you like to be given 3 ways to make powerful local backlinks to help better rank your clients? And the Usos and Sami Zayn and Solo officially the Bloodline. Roman Reigns Theory and versus Seth Rollins for the United States Championship belt. Seth Rollins winning the opportunity to verse Theory for the United States Championship belt, as well as Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Champion opportunity against Bianca Belair. And this was Stephanie McMahon, WWE Women's Champion, Hall of Famer, legendary CEO, all these good things, part of the authority. Triple H running the business very well on Raw and SmackDown. Her husband Stephanie was being acknowledged by Paul Heyman as far as that goes on the out of character. She wasn't on there, it was just him talking about her, but it was still giving her props to her and praising her. And then after the bell was Kevin Owens, as far as him and Sami Zayn, you know, they had their thing back in NXT when they stabbed each other in the back, let alone any difference now on Raw and SmackDown, what happened since before and after War Game as far as that goes. You know, Kevin Owens stabbed in the back for a championship belt. Sami Zayn stabbed in the back for people that treat him like a family more than I guess he has. You know, if Sami Zayn's comfortable with the bloodline, with his family on SmackDown, Kevin Owens is comfortable with, you know, Drew McIntyre's and Sheamus, Butcher, the Brolin brothers, and, you know, Kevin Owens stabbed Sami Zayn in the back for a championship belt. So what's the difference? Sami Zayn stabbing Kevin Owens in the back for a relationship with the bloodlines. You know, where he's comfortable, where he's wanted, where he's accepted, and, you know, Kevin Owens just like, either way, you don't stab me in the back and get away with it. So I can see both point of views from there. That, yes, a championship belt can make you do crazy things. We all seen it. And so can, you know, a person feeling comfortable with a certain thing, or depending on what's said or done in the situation and how they will react to it. Now, I think that Sami Zayn did nothing wrong because, like I said, Kevin Owens did the exact same thing, and you can't say that he hasn't. And Rhea Ripley shows that she's nightmare dominating with the Celtic Warrior with Sheamus. And Scarlett does the same thing with Karen Cross as she had her first. I like that Kevin Owens with that say after the bell. I mean, I keep calling it save it after the bell. It's after the bell. Kevin Owens destroyed Theory in a match after the bell, as well as Rey Mysterio did Damian Priest to show that he's a Hall of Fame legendary for a reason, and they will not disrespect him as a Judgment Day tries to draw on Monday Night Raw. Scarlett, officially a part of WWE Superstar. She wrestled her first match at that workout, so, you know, toodles to her. The Usos battled out against Sheamus and Butch. You know, the Butch and Sheamus won the opportunity to get a War Game advantage, but the Usos won the War Game advantage. So kind of went both ways. Raquel helping Liv Morgan season against Damage Control in a 6-man match, whether she has an injured arm or not. Gunther, you know, the New Day and Ricochet teamed up against Gunther's team in 3-3 6-man tag team match, along with Heat Row getting their revenge on the Viking Raiders and Zelina Vega's team. As far as that situation go for what they did. And this is when I put my top videos with Ricochet winning World Cup, Lloyd Morgan and Sergio Knox being Shayna Blazer in a tag team match along with Ronda Rousey and Hero destroying everybody for everyone that's done it in the bloodline, showing why they are Raw and SmackDown tag team champions and the greatest in the history of WWE. So that is a little bit off of that. And then this, Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair beating Damage Control in a 2-on-2 tag team action before It became Alexa Bliss versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship belt. Seth Rollins versus him for the United States Championship belt against Austin Theory. And then after the bell with the World Cup Ninja Warrior winner Ricochet. After that great workout, paid off a lot. And then the Street Profits who want the smoke returning on Raw, winning their tag team match against the Academy, drinking up, having the smoke, having a good time on the bump, along with Scarlett wrestling her first singles action match after she'd been working out and training to get to that point, and that now she's officially a WWE superstar. So I think that pretty much covers the last few weeks. So as far as that goes, I'm going to show you those videos I was talking about. But before that, I got a SmackDown result video real fast. Right, now that's taken care of. Show you the take 5. This is what happens, take 1, 2, 3, and 5, behind the scenes of creating the video. Okay, you're saying this absolutely. Just go when you think I'm falling in the hole, think I can get this. Say this, oh, you acting like a big and strong. They got you taking this and they think you're taking the ball. After this, I'm gonna go get a beer. Maybe we can have fun and maybe we can swim a beer. Maybe we can do everything like this and that. But I don't think so. I ain't no fucking beer experience. That's what happens taking 1 and 5, trying to create a video and stuff behind the scenes. And this is my fan or hater official music video that became success. Queen Krazy K. Follow, subscribe on Instagram and YouTube. Totally free. Enjoy. Krazy K out walking and doing her thing. What she wanna do, saying the mean thing. Everybody wanna say mean the great thing. Everybody wanna say this and that, yeah. Everybody wanna chip and facts and everything gets and it rhymes and everything rats. Then the rhymes and the beats and that thinking this, thinking that you can't think you're talking when you're fifth night. Thinking Washington, I think how fast I just step into all shit, by myself. I smack it in your face, walking in the front space, right into me, steady face, big dick on a race, make you front of being laced like when I'm down face, make you turn around, make your face right, walking the phone, but then they do all nice and that's wrong, they think that you can do this and do that, but then it's wrong. Maybe this is the private property, maybe this you want. Why? So you can come over here and throw and take the pride, this is the free property that I can do what I want. You can't write it down like it was hiding over there, like, oh wait, you surprised? Thinking the problem and that everybody wanted to say. Anybody who thought I wasn't gonna make it today, that I wasn't gonna do this and do my thing. Everybody who's down me and saying this and saying that, guess what? You can keep my street raps. You can give my kid that's a little kiss. Yeah, cause I don't care what you think. That, you know, I'm not gonna fit that. When it's not gonna say that you spit that. Maybe fits in your tracks, maybe something in your racks, maybe saying this and this and that. That's what happens when you come to me. That's what happens when you step to Queen Krazy. Stepping to me, saying this and saying that. What you think that was a fact? That was done there? No. Ha! Think that you think that you're saying this and nothing that you did a little bit of spitting the facts. When it's spinning around, when it get on this or this, get your happy feet on. This ain't no finger fence. This ain't no friends and face and think that you said. Think that you're running out of press. No, I don't think so. I don't think so, man. What? You think that someone's standing here talking to you acting like this, yeah? Walking up and down with your trail rap. Look at this trail rap right now, like this. Let me take a little video and switch that. That's right behind there while you're walking. That's where you're holding the flow. Because nobody wants to be in it. Nobody wants to say this. Nobody wants to say, no one wants to say you. No one wants to say, fuck you and fuck you too. You think I give a damn about anybody say? You think I give a damn what anybody think? You think I give a damn what Queen Krazy K is doing her own fucking thing? You thought the wrong thing. Ha! Thinking, can't rest on me. You can't say this and that today. Think that you can come in my face. Nah, I don't think so. Not today and not any day. I don't think any night will play. Yeah. Sounds like I can stay right there. Oh, wait, you know, oh, you just stay right there. You can stay here on the left side, on the right side, baby. You can stay here, and after this, maybe we can split a beer. Nah, I think I'm gonna go to the club after I rap this, after I show the haters and the doubters that was telling me for saying, oh, fuck her, and fuck this, and fuck that. You ain't gonna do anything. You ain't gonna be shit. Queen Crazy Cat, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And they spitting the truth, and they spitting the facts. Don't know the damn thing, even if it was sticking up their ass. That's why all you motherfuckers kiss my sweet ass. Give that a little kiss. Oh wait, I said no. You think that you can kiss? You think that you can spit a little bit of crazy? You think that you can say something instead of this or that? Think that you can spit the facts, spit the truth, and that Queen Crazy K ain't gonna worry about you? Ha! That's how I'm out here living my life, doing my own thing, laughing and smiling, working in around. Maybe later I spread a little tea. Maybe later I'll go running down the street like butt naked with my titties out swinging left and right like this and that. Maybe I'll laugh. Ha! That's a funny joke. That's a funny face. I think that you got a funny face. Saying that I'm in the dark now. Think it's you come in the dark now. I just still enjoy you and laughing at me. And I can still saying this and doing me. Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping the street. Everybody stop that streets and say so fast. You can't say it's out there out there. Doing what you want to, doing what you feel. I can spend this every single day. That's what happens when you set the Queen Crazy Cat. One more time for the ladies out there. One more time for the gentlemen out there. One more time for haters and anybody that can't hear. Huh? What would you say? Queen Crazy Cat is doing her damn thing and now she's coming to have herself a beer. Doing that, how much you want to just that. They gonna go up and that. They can go out there and be boy, we're wrong and nothing. Oh, wait, I think you got a little. That's how. Why so you can next be six next to this guy who I don't even know why you surprised? Get the hell away from me fighting over this book. Ah, throwing in the air like a spitting here, starting to think that you can say to the crowd that we tell me. Queen Crazy K, just right this damn beat. Queen Crazy K, follow, subscribe on this, give me YouTube. Queen Crazy K is out. Okay, you're saying this after me. Ah, I just fell when you think I'm falling in the hole. Think I need a chance to say this, so we acting like a big and strong. They got you taking this and they think you're taking the call. After this, I'm gonna go get a beer. Maybe we can have fun and maybe we can spill a beer. Maybe we can do everything like with this and that. But I don't think so. I ain't no fucking beer experience. Man, that was the one match. That was both of them right there, right now. So that was my fan or hater music video and the outtakes to make that fan or hater music video some video games and over the last triple threat before and after that podcast for these last few weeks. So with that being said, I'm gonna show like talk about an excerpt like I was talking about. We're gonna start off with the Usos first because they was on out of character.
Jimmy J, I'm organizing a group gift for the boss. You guys want to cash at me and get in on it? Sorry, brother, we're way ahead. Yeah, we already gifted a Bitcoin on Cash App last week. Man, that's money. That's Cash App. Look at this tag was made. Tyson Kidd, party tag.
That was Jimmy and Jay, the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Champions Usos with the Miz on my Cash App. On the commercial that they're on. And here's the Usos and their cousin Tamina. Usos and their cousin Tamina over in Natalia, Tyson Kidd. Debut on Raw and all that. So, you're seeing Jimmy and Jay Uso team up with Tamina as you see against Natalia and Tyson Kidd. They see them dancing with their father, Hall of Fame and legendary of interesting face Rikishi. Just enjoy it all on Monday Night Raw. That's where they're all dancing around and dominating at the same time. And they the ones, and that's why they're the Raw and SmackDown Tag Champs to prove they're the one. You can acknowledge them and them talents, or you can fight it. Either way, it's gonna happen. Uncle's first ever African American tag team champions in WWE history. Now they're the greatest tag team champions of both Raw and SmackDown in WWE history. Dancing with the Hall of Fame legendary, their father Rikishi, their cousin Tamina, women's champion, winning tag team match up and down with the New Day since they debuted in here. Becoming tag team champions before Raw and SmackDown, before they even updated them. First ever tag team champion. Like I said, their uncle, first ever African American tag team champions in WWE history, and now they're WWE champions themselves in history. And Raw and SmackDown greatest tag team champions in WWE history on their Hall of Fame legendary Rikishi. You see the muscle express man in sports entertainment, their Rock, their cousin along with Tamia. Right now in the family over the New Day, over Tyson Kidd, over Road Dogg for the championship belts. Now Solo, their brother, reuniting with them with the Bloodline, winning at War Game, dominating on SmackDown with the Tribal Chief, their cousin Roman Reigns. Sami Zayn, who's great at the mic skills, and Paul Heyman, man, who's been in there for years for like wrestlers like Brock Lesnar, RVD. Now he's and there with Roman Reigns. He's worked with other wrestlers like Kurt Angle. And giving that tribute to Umaga, who's a part of the family as well, with Solo in there, North American champion, former. You start, you're gonna get that kick in your mouth, and a spine buster, and the people's elbow. Gonna get an electrifying elbow. Towards him before WrestleMania, both Raw and SmackDown. Chad Garrison and Jason Jordan, his Hall of Fame legendary Kurt Angle's son, may give you the respect, but they're gonna put the domination on you before the match even barely begins with a small drop. Almost swung him clear across the ring with that one. They know what's at stake. They know what they need to do and what they're going to do. When at all means necessary. September 6, 2016. That was my birthday. Usos showing a whole nother side. Who they are and what they about and what they represent and what they're going to be about and represent from here on out against any needs necessary. Jimmy and Jey Uso were on SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the greatest in WWE history, dominating, destroying from left and right. Whether you like it or not, they're gonna be around and dying and dominating. That's the part of the bloodline, and if you like it or not, you can acknowledge Jimmy and Jey Uso were on SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the bloodline. Period. It's not Paramara. It's the Usos. Yeet getting very oozy. Great at the mic. Great at talent. Great at domination. Great at championships. What more can you ask for? Nothing.
Your phone will be out of storage. Clean up.
What the hell is this? Some damn app or ad that want me to download or watch? Hell no. Get the hell off my phone. I don't give a rat's ass. Don't worry about no damn ad. Unless it's Subway Surfer playing a video game. And it ain't. So get off here. The hell is that about? Where my damn video? I like chocolate chip. Right, guys, I know that's why I know back. And it's not paranormal. It's the Usos. They laid down the challenge, and now it's their job to accept the challenge, and they did. Usos gonna go out there, speak their mind, and back it up as tag team champions. Cause that's what the ones, why everybody else is the twos do, and the Usos and Paranormal do. Tag team champions Chad Garrison and Jason Jordan, like they said they was gonna do. Wow, belly body slam. Kicked in the face. Tag Team Championship on SmackDown, of course, is awesome. With the Usos winning them over Jason Jordan and Chad Gabberson. The referee doesn't know what the hell is going on. All he knows is we got new tag team champions on SmackDown, and it's the Usos. And it ain't paranormal. It's the Usos. Oh yeah, the spinning the bars with the writing game. Yeah, this was funny with the Bloodline, the Usos rap battle against each other. Instead of a stand-up comedy, you watching a rapping stand-up comedy. It was funny between the Usos and the New Day. Banging up in their own tracks and winning hell and back on the titles and the Extreme Rules for 5 times. Raw and SmackDown holding both, which is technically is not the first ever in history in their career, anyways. And over the Miz, who could barely notice, who did it all over again. And then they came back and made sure that, when Corbin and Dolph Ziggler attacked Roman Reigns and dumped the dog through the Usos, and Roman Reigns got to destroy Dolph Ziggler and Corbin like they did to him and dumped dog food on them. Right. Corbin and Dolph Ziggler assault Roman Reigns like a couple of cowards and try to dump the dog food on him with embarrassment. And the Usos and Roman end up dumping dog food on Dolph and Corbin for embarrassment with whooping their ass. And it took all the security guards that they couldn't handle to do it. And the Usos and Roman Reigns put that penitentiary on both Dolph and Corbin with embarrassing, not only beating their asses for what they did, dumping dog food, they embarrassing them. He attacked them and dumped dog food the first time, but this time they beat them up and dumped dog food on the second time. Then when they tried to do it again, they got kicked in their chops and lost the match that they put a challenge to. Now this is the phenomenal AJ Styles. I'm gonna watch this one. You're like, what the hell? The phenomenal AJ Styles. He's been world champion, world tag team champions. I've seen him on TNA Impact and world champion and TNA champion, world tag team champions. Making his first debut. When he beat John Cena. At SummerSlam. And I think John Cena beat him then at Money in the Bank. And then he brought the OC Raw Tag Team Champions to Sweet from Finn Balor, the Bullet Club, the Judgment there, and they beat him up. And against WWE Champion against Dean Ambrose. And this is for the United States Championship against Kevin Owens. What? We're having my friendly competition. Bullet Club and the Too Sweet, and became the WWE World Heavyweight Champion against Jinder Mahal once again. Pushing the Beast to his limit to where he had to crack his skull. He's getting ready to break his leg off. Well, against Shinsuke Nakamura, winning it at WrestleMania, making a statement against Mr. McMahon, the boss man himself. Let him know who he is and what he's about. The phenomenal AJ Styles. That punch Mr. McMahon right in the face for disrespecting him. Goes around, comes around. You know, put your hands on someone else, and they're not gonna do the same thing. Then he comes over here and dominates a Monday Night Raw against Bobby Lashley and Seth and Roman. And you see Roman, Seth, and AJ Styles dominate Bobby Drew McIntyre. At that time was the Hurt Business. AJ Styles, Roman, and Seth winning a 6-man tag team match are all together. It's Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley, for sure. And I think Jinder Mahal, the Hurt Business. So that was a little bit of celebrating the Usos, who is unsaved after the Bell Round SmackDown Tag Team Champions, a part of the Bloodline, acknowledging the ones, feeling very Usi. And then the phenomenal AJ Styles, a part of OC, who's just too sweet on Monday Night Raw because he was on the bump a couple weeks ago for War Games. And what my opinion thought based on all that and stuff, and what that means, and how and why I should think the way that I do about the situations. And then we got a little bit of time to go through Big Time Bex. Who now returned to Monday Night Raw and been dominating since then. Winning War Game with the EST. Then she dominates against Damage Control all by herself on Monday Night Raw. Davidson destroyed on SmackDown. Oh, this one a little bit ahead. We've seen Big Time Bex, NXT Women's Champion, Raw Women's Champion, SmackDown Women's Champion, Big Time Bex at WrestleMania against both Charlotte and Ronda Rousey with breaking Ronda Rousey's hand. We've seen her win ladder matches like Miss Money in the Banks, the Royal Rumble, and dominate on top of it. We've seen her after she had a baby come back and beat the hottest star at SummerSlam less than 26 seconds against the EST, our Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair. We see her after an injury for a little bit, just destroy Damage Control all by herself. I mean, she wasn't by herself when she had the WWE Universe next to her, right? I mean, you need the WWE Universe, and that's pretty much all you need when you have them by your side, because they had her back in, and, she showed her appreciation to the WWE Universe, talking and associating with them. Like, if it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be possible for her to come out here and wrestle. So she showed her appreciations and show who she is and what she's really about, and that's what makes her Big Time Bex, the man. The Irish Lash Kicker, the man, Becky Two Belts, you name it, the Fire in Red Hair, you name it. Now we get to see Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, the man, Seth freaking Rollins, Big Time Bex, Seth burning it down, the Irish Lash Kicker, Becky Lynch, Big Time Bex, and Monday Night Rollins. Becky and Seth Rollins own Monday Night Raw right now, as far as that's concerned. As far as I'm concerned, that's the way it is, and that's the way I like it. Then she wins War Game with Bianca Belair by her side after she returns as well, specifically winning it. She was part of the invasion of SmackDown. She was part of the invasion of SmackDown on Raw for them busting her eye socket. She won her NXT Women's Championship belt. One of the horsewomen that built NXT. She's returned after having a baby and being injured and dominated as Raw Women's Champion and winning War Games. I call it Super War Games because those are both Raw and SmackDown instead of versing each other. You know, versing which brand is better. It was just versing each other, which opponent is better, just in general. She tore the arm off the bat. I mean, she beat the baddest bitch on the planet, Ronda Rousey, for the SmackDown and Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania, becoming Becky's two belts, including the Clean Charlotte and one of the horsewomen that built NXT with the NXT Women's Championship belt. Then she won War Game after an injury and having a baby, destroyed Damage Control, and won at SummerSlam, being Raw Women's Champion once again. I am a fan of Big Time Bash and Seth freaking Rollins on Monday Night Raw. The reason why I compare that is because I'm like, she's the fire and Irish Lashley, and he's the burn it down. So I have to compare Steph and Becky. How it's Monday Night Rollins and Big Time Becky's show, along with the EST as Raw Women's Champion. Goes Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, and Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw. Roman Reigns, the Usos, and so with the Bloodline on SmackDown. OC, Monday Night Raw, and then Drew McIntyre is on SmackDown, Liv Morgan on SmackDown, Randy Orton and Matt Riddle still part of Monday Night Raw, and then John Cena's coming at the end of the episode December 30th, next Friday. Greatest of all time, returning on SmackDown. Those are some of my favorite wrestlers then on Raw and SmackDown, and that are currently a part of Raw and SmackDown. That are currently on Raw and SmackDown. Trish and Charlotte, her best friend, her tag team partner, have their ups and downs to take her place while she was out for injury. I mean, Big Time Bex got revenge, invading and attacking SmackDown, much like SmackDown invaded and attacked the Raw with their eye stacking. Won the War Game at the end, like I was saying, after the injury against Damage Control, having them Universe by her side, destroying them, and winning the first at SummerSlam. On top of that, for both Raw and SmackDown, and she won the mixed gender match, and showed John Cena she could do it just like her, just like him. And with the injured legs, she entered the Royal Rumble and turned around and won the Royal Rumble. That's what I said. Had an injured eye, tore the arm off of Ronda Rousey and SmackDown from Raw. She came off an injury, beat Damage Control by herself with WWE Universe. She won War Game after what they did to her. What more did she have to prove? Nothing. She became Becky, two belts against Charlotte Flair with an injured leg. She won the Royal Rumble. She even got arrested for beating the hell out of Ronda Rousey and Charlotte so bad, and Stephanie McMahon, who tried to stop her from it, and wasn't afraid to get in their face and let them know who she is and what she's about. Right here, this is where she showed Stephanie who she really is. Injured or not injured, she's Big Time Bex Irish Lashley, and she's going to keep fighting and do what she needs to do and destroy her if that's the last thing that she does. Becky Lynch doesn't give a damn about her injured leg. All she cares about is taking her injured knee and shoving it up Stephanie McMahon's ass, and that's what she did. Including all these cops that was pretty stupid to put them in the same car as each other when they were just fighting each other. I mean, they tore the whole damn back seat apart and windows and doors and magazine and cops apart and security and everything else. Why the hell would you put them in the same car if they were just fighting. That was pretty stupid. And she was a part of the women's revolution with Team BAD and PCB and Bella Satones as well. She also, I think she was on Total Divas. I've seen her on Total Divas. Pretty sure I've seen like glimpses of her on Total Divas. And was talked about, TNL. This is the greatest of them all because Becky Lynch has done it all. And that would be the last of this podcast. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. Be also sure to not only watch, like, share, comment, follow, subscribe on both Instagram and YouTube. Queen Krazy K is out this, and I'll see you guys till next time. Peace.